The way you love and show up for yourself teaches your kids how to love and show up for themselves and how to trust life. Just as you learned through observing your parents, children are highly attuned. They do not need words. They're picking up on things all the time in their nervous systems. Your children are doing the same for you, with you. So if you're shut down emotionally, your kids are feeling that and they're adjusting to your emotional shutdown. If you are people pleasing and leading yourself into resentment, your children are bearing witness to this and noticing this and picking this up. This happens all the time. This is why I am the way that I am. It is why the way that you are. It is why our parents are the way that they are. It's because they were observing their parents and they either chose to do the same thing or the opposite. This is what we do. This is very human. And so when you choose to take care of yourself, to take time for yourself, even if you feel guilty, even if you don't know what you're up to and you're worried what your children are thinking, it's actually really important. It's actually really, really important. Now, of course, your children, our children need their mothers and their fathers and that presence. But if you're burnt out, your kids are going to feel that and they're going to go, oh, this is the way that I need to exist in the world. Or I'm not going to take on any responsibility at all and do the opposite. Now, I'm talking extremes here, but this is actually the way that it works. When you can model emotional vulnerability, emotional availability, responsible communication, values, living life to your values, teaching them about values, about boundaries, about trusting yourself, your intuition, your dreams. When you model this, your children will pick it up. Now, I'm going to joke, but it's kind of not a joke. They might do the opposite. Like I had these yoga teachers who had this son when I practiced with them, and he was young. I babysat him a couple of times. And they would always wonder, is he going to do the opposite as us or do the exact same? Because that's what could happen. And they could be modeling the most beautiful teachings from yoga, but the child is also going to have his or her own direction in life, right? But it's the fundamental part that you model. For myself, when I was a teenager, I talked about this in one of my other videos where I talked about my suicide attempt. I always knew, no matter what was going on, that mom and dad loved me. Even if I had this mother-daughter disconnection pattern running through my family system, I still knew the love was there. It's like we are picking up on absolutely everything all the time. Now, please don't feel this as pressure. Please don't hear this as pressure. This is sometimes what women will do is then it is the ego mind will pick it up and go, oh, here's another reason I have to be perfect. No. In fact, this is a reason why it's best to not be perfect, to show your humanness, your mistakes. I am someone who has made so many mistakes in her life. So many. I have gotten myself into the gnarliest situations. I have got myself into the best situations. You can look at my human design and it explains why. But it is through my authenticity in my mistakes, my taking responsibility of what I learned and why I wouldn't do it that way again, or why I would do it that way again, is what allows connection to form. Your integrity and authenticity of who you are in all of your colorful mosaic self is what will teach your children that they get to do the same thing, that they don't have to conform just to fit in, that they don't have to people please just to get love. that you can disagree with someone and still love, that you can be different than someone and still love. In fact, that is the best kind of love, when we can speak our truth and be different than the other person and still maintain the connection. Oh my goodness. What would happen to the world if we all as humans knew how to do that? Seriously. So you're leaving a legacy of love for your children when you learn how to deeply love and have compassion and trust yourself. You then teach your children for many generations that that too is okay. So if you want to find out your unconscious patterns, do the relationship archetype quiz. It's free. 7 questions. Find out the internal patterns that are running your show, and you will see what you can do to change them. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I'll see you soon.